Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you I say Shalom. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And, starting with the elders and apostles of great millstones and on down, you have been warned, all right? Babylon, America, you have been warned. You Jakes have been warned. This day is coming, and you guys keep, pushing the day back like it's not going to happen in your generation. But we're in this time, man. We are in this time, and call Haloyim La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All praises to the Most High and His only begotten Son, Yahushai. Revelations 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Alright, that word woe goes into death and destruction. But in this context here, it's talking about woe meaning war. And this is specifically talking about world war. Right, the second world war is past, and behold, the third world war cometh quickly. And we're in this time, man. We are in this time. Two of the last major prophecies are the MOTB, right? The mark of the, and World War III, man. These two last prophecies are going to kick off real soon. All right. Revelations 11 and 14 again. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Let me jump over to the book of Mark, chapter 13, I believe. Alright, I'm going to start at verse 4. Mark 13 and 4. I'll start at verse 3. And as he sat on the mount, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple, Peter and James and John and Andrew asked him privately, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign when all these things shall be fulfilled? And Yahushua answering them began to say, Take heed, lest any man deceive you. It says, pay attention, unless you're tricked. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. You're going to have a lot of false prophets out there. You're going to have Project Bloombeam out there that's going to falsely say that Yahushua has returned. All right. There's going to be many coming in. All right. We seen people on the highways and byways walk by and say that they are so-called Jesus. It's lucky for even saying that word. But they'll say that, man. Even though we know that's not his name. But what they're trying to say is that they are the Son of God. But, of course, if they're using the word Jesus, automatically they have no understanding, man. Automatically. Alright, Mark 13 and 7. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. Alright? Just because World War III is about to kick off doesn't necessarily mean it's automatically the end. Alright, that's it. No, of course there are other prophecies that have to be fulfilled. But again, World War III isn't going to end and then life is going to continue. Alright? World War III is actually going to be interrupted, and then Yahushua is going to return. Alright? Lord willing, I'll prove that in the scriptures. For such things must needs be, but the end shall not be yet. Verse 8, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These things are the beginnings of sorrows. Alright. World War III, that chip, the RFID chip, right? Famine, collapse of the US dollar, right? All these things are about to happen, and all these things we are at the precipice of. Alright, so got some articles, and I think I got a video to play. And these headlines have been popping off for the past 2 or 3 days. But it's been popping off for a while, but nobody has been paying attention. Again, starting with the elders and apostle, great millstone, and on down. You have been warned. We have told you. All right. Actually, let me jump over to because Babylon has been warned, man. We're commanded to warn Babylon. Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Now, Mount Seir is part of Esau, Edom. All right, so Mount Seir would be modern day America, modern day Babylon. All right, verse 3. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. All right, so again, we're commanded to prophesy against this wicked ass nation, man. To tell you that it's going to be destroyed by nuclear missiles and by the return of Yahweh Shai and the chariots, man. All right, this first article I got here is February 9th, 2022. This is 2 days ago. It says Vladimir Putin inserts crazy threat of nuclear war into Ukraine diplomacy. Russian President Vladimir Putin raised the specter of nuclear war over Ukraine this week, a threat that strikes Western observers as both crazy and an effort to rig the diplomatic game in his favor. All right. You have leaders of other nations, Gog and Magog, threatening nuclear war. All right. And why are they threatening this? It's because other nations are trying to get involved with their business. They want to pull Ukraine as claiming as their territory. Just like China wants to claim Taiwan as their territory, and the U.S. is sticking their nose where it doesn't belong and saying you can't do this, you can't do that, because the U.S. is partners with Taiwan and the Ukraine. All right, so now these nations are trying to, claim the land. But the U.S. doesn't want it to happen. Really, it all boils down to the U.S. dollar. That's what it really is. The U.S. doesn't want China and Russia to get what they want because China and Russia are trying to dethrone the U.S. dollar, which is prophesied to happen, man. All right, so let me also go to this one here. It says Biden warns. This is February 10th, so this is yesterday. It says Biden warns Americans in Ukraine to leave. Says sending troops to evacuate would be world war. So, when you see these quotations around words or sentences, this means this is quoted. So Biden used the words world war himself. All right. Behold, the second woe is past and the third woe cometh quickly. Let me see if I could jump down to the all right, so I'll just read this real quick. American citizens should leave now, Biden said in an interview with NBC News anchor Lester Holt. It's not like we're dealing with a terrorist organization. We're dealing with one of the largest armies in the world. It's a very different situation, and things could go crazy quickly. Holt asked Biden what scenario could prompt him to send troops to rescue Americans fleeing the country. Biden replied, "There's not. That's a world war when Americans and Russians start shooting at one another. We're in a very different world than we have ever been," he added. Right. It's about to be a time that has never been on the face of the earth, man. All right, the beginning of sorrows equals the beginning of Jacob's trouble. Again, 2/3 of our people have been warned of the time that we're living in, man. And, all right, let me go to this tweet came out today, and it says breaking: U.S. warns a Russian invasion of Ukraine could begin during the Olympics. Urges Americans in Ukraine to leave immediately. All right. So in this video here, this White House official, he says that the U.S. is ready for whatever. All right. But are they really? Is the U.S. really ready for the end, man? The U.S. is not ready for what's coming. They could build up the armies. They could get whatever weapons they have. They could build up their space force. The U.S. is not ready for what's coming, man. They think they're ready, but they have no idea, man. It's the pride of Esau to believe that they could win every battle, man.
We continue to see signs of Russian escalation, including new forces arriving at the Ukrainian border. As we've said before, we are in the window when an invasion could begin at any time, should Vladimir Putin decide to order it. It could begin during the Olympics, despite a lot of speculation that it would only happen after the Olympics. In terms of immediate next steps, President Biden and his team will remain in close contact with our allies and partners to coordinate both on the potential for diplomacy and on any response that is necessary should Putin decide to order military action. We are continuing to reduce the size of our embassy footprint in Kyiv. We encourage all American citizens who remain in Ukraine to depart immediately. We want to be crystal clear on this point. Any American in Ukraine should leave as soon as possible, and in any event, in the next 24 to 48 hours. We continue to see signs.
You see, it's basically asking the U.S. citizens that are in Ukraine right now to leave within 48 hours, man. Signs of the times, man. Signs of the times. Another article here. China and Russia pledge to step up efforts to build independent trade network to reduce reliance on U.S.-led financial system. And why is that? When you have the U.S. dollar as the hegemony of the world, as the world's reserve currency, but you keep printing U.S. dollars and keep printing trillions of U.S. dollars at a time, it hurts not only the U.S. dollar but the global economy, man. And the global economy is what's going to lead everybody to war. Don't listen to what they say or this and that. It's really about money. The love of money is the root of all evil. All right, Presidents Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin agreed to accelerate attempts to create a system that cannot be influenced by third parties. Third parties is talking about America subliminally. All right, because when the China or Russia does something that's against America's will, what does America do? They impose sanctions. That's influenced by a third party. That's influencing an economy on a third party. The U.S. placed sanctions on Venezuela, and it crippled their economy, man. All right. The two leaders also want to increase the number of deals settled in their own currencies as sanctions threaten to limit U.S. dollar transactions. This is from December 16th, 2021. But again, starting with the elders and apostles of great millstones and on down, man. They've been screaming this for years, man. China and Russia have pledged to speed up their efforts to set up an independent trade network to reduce their reliance on U.S.-led international financial system. All right. He added, third countries will not be able to influence this network, right? Because China and Russia really want. Actually, there's a union called the BRICS Union, and that union of nations actually want to get rid of the U.S. dollar. Now, BRICS is spelled BRICS, I believe, and it stands for Brazil, Russia. It's either India or Iran. I believe it's India. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Saudi Arabia. These nations want to get rid of, the U.S. dollar, man. Let me jump to some more scriptures here. I'm going to go to the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13. I'm going to jump down to verse 25, Lord willing. Second Esdras 13:25. This is the meaning of the vision. Whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea, the same as he whom Yahweh the highest hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. All right, the vision is the return of Yahweh Shai. Verse 27. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came as a blast of wind, fire, and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him, this is the interpretation. Yahushua is going to wreak havoc without holding any weapons, man. All right, because that's the strength of the Lord, man. The Lord doesn't need carnal weapons to destroy things, man. One breath, one word, right? At Second Maccabee says that one beck can the Most High destroy nations, man. And if you go into that word beck, it goes into signal. A signal could be anything from a wave to a head nod. So nations could be destroyed at a head nod, man. So you gotta understand the true power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It's unfathomable. So you can't create weapons that's gonna fight him. That's pride, man. You can't create a Space Force army thinking that you're gonna defeat Yahushai, man. That's foolishness, man. But that's the Most High hardening your heart, man. Verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. All right? One place fighting against another place. One people fighting against another people. All right? You're going to have Moab versus Edomites. Shit, but you're going to have a place fighting against each other. So it's going to be Edomite on Edomites too when you got so-called Russians fighting so-called Americans. All right? Even though they're part of the same nation belonging to Esau, Edom, it's going to be world war, man. Verse 32, and the time shall be when I show, Salakia, 2nd Ezra 13 and 32, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then my son shall be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Yahushua left this place as a man. He's not coming back as a man. He's coming back in his true spiritual body, man. In his true power, man. And when, verse 33, and when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle when they have one against another. So everybody's going to be fighting against each other. And then they're going to hear Yahushua. They're going to join forces to try to fight him. Yahushua is coming in the midst of World War III. And World War III is about to pop off, supposedly, allegedly, during the Olympics. So, again, do you really think that Yahushua is not coming in your lifetime? You really think the Son of God is not coming to this place? It's coming to touch this place, man. You really think he's going to let wickedness abide for this long, man? He's going to keep allowing you to be wicked like this, man? Judgment is coming, man. But salvation is coming as well. Alright. Verse 34. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overtake him, and to overcome him by fighting. Alright. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, man. Alright. So if you read a couple verses up, it tells you that these people are going to be afraid to fight, but they're still going to fight anyway. Yep, 2nd Ezra 13 and 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. Alright, because again, the Most High is going to have to harden their heart. Right? Because when you see this, the Heavenly Father's Son, and his true glory and his true power, and you see the legions of chariots he's coming with, man, your heart made of flesh is going to fail you, man. Your mind is going to fail you. All right? Some people are just going to drop dead out of straight fear, have heart attacks, be frozen, shocked, frozen, man. But they're still going to have to fight, man, because it's going to be put into their spirit to fight. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone that rule well. And peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abad Babal.